Lutka wanted to do a program with me, and anyway,
She can.
what program she want to do. She was very pretty that day. You should see the tape. Okay. Hello viewers, welcome to our program on immigration and you. I am your immigration attorney Michael Fulwani, and once again we have with us attorney David Nachman, my partner.
Thanks so much, Michael.
David,
Always a pleasure
thank you.
to be here.
In our last program, you are giving our viewers the information about the meetings with the American consular officials, and from that meeting, I have a couple of questions to ask you. I know some of our viewers had problems in getting an H-1B visa or L-1 visa when they went to India, for example, and that stamp on the passport had expired. They had to go and get a new stamping on the passport. And some of them get stuck for months. Now, this is about the H-1 or non-immigrant cases. And on the immigrant visa cases also, person go and apply for a green card, what you call is a permanent resident status, an immigrant visa, and the consuls keeps the case pending, that king. Now, the section of the law under which they keep these cases pending is section 221G.
Correct.
So you tell us, our viewers, about the non-immigrant visa kind of H and Ls most likely, where the consul does not issue the visa, either gives them a laundry list or just 221G. They don't want to even talk more. 221G admin processing.
Right.
And same thing happens in the immigrant visa cases. When a person goes and for the interview, if they only need some additional documents, then they will tell them 221G, submit the following documents. That's understand.
Right.
In some cases, they say nothing, keep quiet. 221G, admin processing, don't contact us, we will contact you.
Right.
I want to know whether this topic came up for a discussion.
Of course it did. Actually, and one of the things I didn't mention, Michael, before when we were chatting about my visits to the consulate was that I actually had an opportunity to get a tour of each of the consulates where we actually walked behind the officers as they were adjudicating cases for individuals. So we got to see firsthand how the officers were interfacing with the individuals, which I think that that's something that not many people get to experience. So we got to see that they were definitely very professional. The officers who were there were speaking multiple languages, and which was terrific. And it was good to see how they were interfacing with the individuals. But now getting to your question about administrative holds, of course that came up. One of the things that the officers in all the U.S. consulates abroad, in the U.S. consulate offices in India, that they were talking about how proud they were of, and you'll recall that when we were there about 6 months ago, they were talking about some methodology that they were going to streamline the administrative hold process and allow individuals more transparency to be able to understand what the basis was for why those cases were being held. And I asked that question.
David, transparency is the word I can explain to him.
Yeah.
That many times they will say 221G admin processing and nothing.
Nothing else.
And we have been pushing that at least give us some little hint, some information, some clue as to
what it means. Exactly.
The client is asking us, but why, and why?
Right.
And we did talk to them, we discussed with them, and they said that we are trying to, and also there's a Department of State cables from time to time saying that you should, unless it is a security issue, you should give some small information.
Give the reasons.
There's a question, for example, issue about bona fide marriage, for example.
Right.
So basically we know then that's what they are looking.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Well, one of the things, Michael, that I raised, again, because I had an opportunity to not just sit there in a working group, but also to socialize with these officers, I suggested to them, I said, you know, all you have to do is expand your form a little bit.
Yes.
And just on the form, you have a box that says, we're holding your case because we need more documents. We're holding your case because of this. We're holding your case because of that. Well, their answer was actually this. They said that we have an email address, and they put out the email address, which is a slide which I believe that ITV is going to be able to show to you. And there's an email address for the U.S. consulate, and they encourage you, if you have an administrative hold, to send an email to that address, and they will be able to guide you on what the reasoning might be as to why your case is under administrative hold. So that's something that they're doing now. That is a little more
David,
than we had before.
Let me
Yes.
interrupt you on this.
Yeah.
We have had cases where we would follow up, as lawyers will tell them, and it's still incomplete. The congressman, senator says, what's going on? We are still not completed admin processing. That doesn't
right.
say a word of
That's right.
what you are suggesting,
Right.
right? And it's not like quick and prompt. And the question is, why not? You're giving them, denying it under 221G.
Yeah.
Why not just put it there, whatever small information is there, then these people going and then sending an email. We didn't have that kind of service on the emails on 221Gs.
Right.
Sometimes they will, many times they won't.
Well, all of, I have to say this, is that I shared this with the officers when I was there, is that all of the emails that we send have always been responded to in a timely manner. I think that maybe out of all of the cases that we have, which, as you know, is a tremendous amount.
What does the response say? It's still not complete.
No, but here, yes, on some of them that's true. However, okay, and I will address that, but I have to say that for the most part, the U.S. consulate offices have been communicative with us and always responded in a professional manner and let us know what's going on with the cases. And I would say that, over the past several months, everything has been resolved. However, you're absolutely right in pointing out that sometimes, in some cases, they come back to you and they say, your case is still pending under 221G administrative hold. Now, what I was able to interpolate, okay, and now again, I'm not using their words, but what I was able to interpolate is that there seems to be a mixture, okay, of issues here that's going on. And what it is that the officers are unable to disassociate what are security issues from non-security issues. See, so what it is that it's almost like, when we see memos that come out of the U.S. Department of State, some of them are classified, some of them are not classified, and when they're not, it'll say this is previously classified and then now it's been declassified. Okay, so when we read those ALDACs, we know that, okay? I have a feeling that what's going on is that some of the reasons why these cases might be under administrative hold may be classified, and they can't share that. The ones that are not classified, they can and should share. So I think that what they need to do is they need to figure out within their infrastructure a way to let us know whether or not the reasoning behind the administrative hold is classified. And if it's classified, then we know not to ask any further until they've done what they need to do behind the scenes. But at least we have follow-up and we know that the reason is because it's classified or confidential within the realm of what they consider to be confidential. Okay? However, if it's not confidential and it's just something that is additional documentation, or if it's something that they have to go out and do a site visit or something like that, they should let us know that. And they should let us know that in a way so that we, as facilitators, okay, as legal counsel on the outside assisting our clients in getting their cases done, can help the government to get the information that they need. Oftentimes, there's something lost in the mix. They say to our clients, we need X. Our clients don't really understand what they're being asked. In other words, it's not 100% clear what they're being asked. We have to sometimes interpret what the government is asking our clients and then get that information to the government.
In some way, when we sit down with the consuls and discuss these issues, we are also kind of giving them information.
That's right.
And helping them to understand.
That's exactly right.
And they do sometimes, so because I realize that slowly they are also understanding the importance of putting some information, maybe have a better explanation in the emails, not just for us, even for the congressmen and the senators. They do the same thing. And it's still incomplete, it's still pending. I tell you an interesting thing. Going back almost 25 years, 30 years ago, and I went to the consulate for a meeting. The consul, I cannot tell a name, the other chief, he says, Michael, we get a lot of these issues in our mind about labor certification, how it is done, the process. We are basically here processing the visas. So is it okay if we have, after lunch, we have some meeting with all the consular officers? I was surprised and pleasantly that after lunch I went back and there were all about 8 or 10 officers, and they said, you tell them, explain them about the labor certification process, the I-140, why they deny, why they approve, why we send them back and they reaffirm it. So I gave them explanation, and the council asked me some questions. It was very, very, very interesting, and really I found that they were learning a lot from this information that we provided. Things have now changed. Now, sometimes the council will do that, sometimes.
Well, Michael, the point that you're touching on, which I think is critical here, is it has to do with the training of the officers who are doing the job, and how well are they trained. And that was something that the officers, when we were at the U.S. consulates in India, touched on. And what they did is they assured us, number one, that the training, which I think is really helpful, is, first of all, the organization they refer to now is, it's the Team India, they call it.
Yes.
And what it is that they all train together. So they train and communicate across all of the U.S. consulates, and they do that in such a way that there will be a consistent determination that's made from consulate to consulate, so that if an individual goes into Chennai, it's going to be the same determination that's rendered in New Delhi, it's going to be the same determination that's made in Hyderabad. So they're all communicating, and I think that you and I, when we were in India last and we met with the consular officers, we kind of got that feeling. In fact, I would say that I got even more of a feeling that they were doing this, and they even said that now what they've done is they've instituted a mentorship where the higher up officers are working with the younger officers, and also not just within the same office, but across the other offices. So what's happening is that we're starting to see a much more transparency so that we can understand the visa process. And what we're also seeing is consistency across all of the U.S. consular offices abroad. And this, of course, is very helpful to us as lawyers, because this is what we have to advise our clients about on a daily basis. If you start to see determinations that are rendered in Chennai that are coming totally inconsistent with determinations made in Mumbai, what level of confidence can we give to our clients and let them know that there's not going to be forum shopping that's going to go on?
David, I must say, and we both agree, our consular officers are working very hard to the best capacity they can. However, what you said about training is very important. Some of the officers are there the service 20 years. They have gone through so many posts all over the world. Some have just come first appointment or second appointment. So there is a much difference between the level of the training. And I'll give you two more examples, but interesting also. Listen to this. I cannot name the post. Again, 25 years ago. In a consular post, this guy used to sit there, and the applicant will come in, and he will put the shoulder like this. I am sorry, Sam says no. What, Sam? He's like, where's Sam? There's no Sam here. So when we heard this story, then somebody told us, there is a kind of imaginary monkey on his shoulder, which is Sam. And whenever a person applies, he talks to the Sam, what do you say? Sam says no, then give the visa. Right. Sam says yes. And interesting thing, when the Department of State, there was one senior officer, when I met him, in the old times when I was a member of the AILA, we were only 300 members. So we used to like schmooze and be in the swimming pool together. I say, Dick, is this, can be true? He laughed. I say, is this person? I say, yes. Okay, we know about that, but listen, he's about to retire, so don't worry about it. Yeah. Imagine this.
Yeah, well,
Sam is deciding on your visa application, right?
Yeah.
So this is, we have seen these things sometimes happening. Again, one more instance which kind of shocked me. When this 864 form came in, affidavit of support the first time, that was some 134 before. Then I was having a meeting with the consul, Deputy Consul General, and who was saying, but he doesn't have a relatives. I says, that doesn't have a relatives. Under the regulations, it could be a friend, anybody. He said, no, what are you talking about to me? I say, sir, but I'm just telling you, look at the memo. No, I don't believe it. Imagine. That means he has not read the rules. He did not understand even what I was saying. But later on, of course, second time, he understood. So
I think we're running short on time, Michael.
Anyway, so it was a very good program today, and
thank you so much.
Information that we gave to our viewers must be very interesting. I mean,
Always a
they want to
pleasure.
really
And I think we want to wish them a
they
very
want to
Merry
wish us
Christmas.
a couple of hours to listen to these interesting stories and talk to us, but we don't have much time today. And
Wish everyone a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, very, very
Happy
Christmas,
holiday.
Merry Christmas,
Best of health,
a
happiness.
Happy New Year.
Exactly.
And
we'll
enjoy.
be back next
yeah.
week.
Okay. So we have to bring this program to an end now. Thank you very much, David.
Thank
and
you,
thank
Michael.
all of you for watching the program. See you next week, Saturday, and also Sunday. And goodbye.